Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email Mary at marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody. Before we get started, I'm going to say, why are you on? It's not even 1 o'clock. That's because I'm going to stream to Instagram, so I'm trying to do two things at once. So bear with me. That's why I came on early, because I said I need to come on before the show, and I don't know if I'm streaming on Instagram or not. You guys can have to tell me probably, but that's what it said. But I don't know if that's what it is. That's what I'm checking to see. Let me see if that is. I don't see it, so. If I am, I didn't know I was, so let me just go with that. But I want to just take this minute. I guess this is the commercial. We have 2 minutes before even the show even officially. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Starts. Anyway, apologies. So I'm gonna wait just a minute before we get going, and then we will get definitely going with the show. I want to definitely start at 1. I don't want to start talking anytime before that, because I have some things I really want to talk to you guys about. It's like I'm trying to stay away from politics. I've been trying to stay away from politics, but I think we need to talk about politics, whether I try to stay away from it or not. I don't know if that's just the times we're in, or I don't know. I don't have an answer. I just know we are in trying times. That's why I can describe it. That's what I'll call it, trying times. But I want to talk to you. I honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get your feedback. I want to know, what do you think about what is going on in our society and what's going on in the world? And is any of this affecting you? I don't know. I've had to, I'll wait till we actually go on. Is it 1 o'clock? We have 1 minute, and then I'll share with you some of my thoughts, and I really want to hear your thoughts of how do you think of what's going on in this world, and how do you view it? And I guess for all of us, what lens are we looking from? That's the best way I can describe it. But I wanted to have some one-on-one time with you first. I say one-on-one. That's why I call it the one-on-one. There will be other speakers coming on later on this month. Let me. Is it 1 o'clock yet? Oh, welcome to the Mary D Show. For those of you, if you're new, my name is Mary D Welch, and I am your host of the Mary D Show. I've been on now for almost 4 years, I think, 3.5 to 4 years. Always glad to be here. Always glad to share information, anything that I can share with you that's going to make somebody's life better. That's my goal for being here. That's why I like being here, sharing information. I love it when I can have speakers on, but whether I have a speaker on or not, I'm still live. I'm always live. I've just left. Oh, before I get going, first, I'd like to thank you to our live viewers. Thank you, live viewers. Now I want to thank you to our replay viewers. Thank you, replay viewers. I want to thank all of you for being here, because you don't have to be here, but you're here. And replay viewers, I mean, you really tune in. I may look at the show I mean, look back and see, because I never see who's here unless you make a comment. But then I go back and I see 40, 50 people that were watching the show, but I just didn't see them. That it was the highest, I think, show that I've seen live is over 600. And it's so interesting. I looked at that one day and I said, I can remember what I was talking about. I had to look at the show, but I thought that was, I think I said, well, thank you, Arlen. I see Arlen once. I do want to thank, before I get started, our executive producer, Oliver D. Welch. Hi, babe. He's in the background. And Oliver, after every show, this is what you guys don't see. We meet. After every show, we meet and we talk about how the show went and how it could be better. And he's definitely executive producer. He's executive producer. He's the one that is doing things to make the show better. That's Oliver. So just for you guys. And you get, as you know, at Christmas time, we do a special show. We come on. This time, Oliver will have a link and he'll be able to talk and he'll be on the show. So will probably our granddaughter for sure. Nasea always comes on. Some the boys, they don't like coming on. I mean, I wish I could say they do, but they really don't. They would rather not come on. I can say that. But we'll see what happens. I'm trying to prep them to get them ready for coming on in December. So we'll see. Though now, I want to thank you, all of you that are here live. And I see, and I almost forgot, I thank our sponsors for Front Page Publishing. If you're looking to write and publish a book, you want to contact Front Page Publishing. Front Page Publishing is the publisher for every book that I've written. I guess it would help to know just you, if you're interested in that. Some people are interested in writing. Some people don't want to write. Some people want someone to ghostwrite for them, meaning that they don't write the book. They may give an idea of what they want the book to be, but our company has ghostwriters that actually do the writing for the book for them, and then they put their name on it. We sign over all rights to that author. That includes copywriting. That includes where they're having the book edited. All of that is assigned to the author. So if you're interested in that, go to Front 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 Page Publishing. It's an LLC. So those of you that are interested in that, let me say that. I want to make sure that's a sponsor for the show, Front Page Publishing. The book, this book has been a while in the making, which is When I Was on the Moon, children's book. It'll be coming out. Just went through to take a look just a few days ago, and I was like, oh, I need to make some corrections. This is the process, ladies and gentlemen. If you think you sit down and you write the book and it's just perfect, the minute you wrote it, everything's perfect. I have yet to meet that person. I haven't met that person that when they wrote that book, it doesn't matter what genre, does not matter. I write a lot in the children's book genre. I still need editors. I still need people to look at my work. Is the period where it's supposed to be? Is the comma where it's supposed to be? Am I grammatically correct? Because remember, when you're reading, as a child reading that book, you don't want them reading something that's incorrect. This is the downfall. If there's a downfall, I would say that's it, of self-publishing, because you can throw anything up there. There's nobody to tell you can't. And I always say this, I often say this, there are no more barriers to entry. If you want to write a book, you can write it. You don't have to use Front Page Publishing, but it makes it a lot easier when you have people that know what they're doing and have done it. But you can write a book, and you can put it up on Amazon. I wouldn't advise it, but you could do it. So I would encourage you, truthfully, to work with an expert. That's what I did. I worked with coaches. That's why I was able to, many of you know, write how many books? Oh, a large number, let me say that. And publish them and all of that. Protected them. So there's more to it than just publishing, is what I'm trying to say. It is a process. It is, you do step by step by step. You don't want to miss anything because you didn't know any better, and somebody steals your work. And it happens every single day because you didn't protect it. Maybe you didn't know how. every single day. So take the time, and I promise you, it's going to take time. So take the time to do those things. I would, if you are a writer, I would definitely. Now, whether you hire me or someone else, I would encourage you to hire a coach. I would highly recommend you hire a coach, because there's so many things we know that that it's just pitfalls that you don't have to deal with. Um, as I was mentioning, there are no more barriers to entry. Whether you would like to start your own podcast, you can go online and do that. Whether you like to start um, your write a book, you can do that. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could that just to think, not that long ago, this did not exist. That's not that long ago. And even with Facebook, it did not exist. So now you have, if you want to know the truth about it, as far as I can see, you have no more excuses if you want to, if this is what you want to do. That's really what you can do. It's not like you can't do it. But let me just say this: if that's what you want to do, if this is what you want to do, I would encourage you to start. What I have found, this is what I have noticed: many people start, and when they don't see thousands of people at their, then they stop. They stop, and I'm like, who? It was the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. I would encourage you, and I've been on, like I said, almost 4 years now. If you're going to start, plan on staying. Why start and you don't plan on staying anyway? I will be here, Lord willing, every Monday live. Whether you come, if nobody comes, I'm still going to do it. And the reason being, number one, I love doing it. That's what it is too. I love sharing information. So for me, this is just another way to do that. Some of you are on my email list and text list. I didn't send a text out about the show today, but I sent an email out. So those of you, and let me tell you why. Tomorrow is a special show, and let me get into that to make sure everybody knows. The movie is on Tubi. It's called Perfectly Us. It's on Tubi right now. The two co-stars from the movie, I'm doing a special show tomorrow. It's at 4:00. They're going to be on. The co-stars are Perfectly Us. And let me see if I can bring up their flyer. Hold on for that. I think I can. Image. Just a second. Oh yeah, here it is. Good. I can bring this so you can see it. That's Perfectly Us image. I'll see if I can. There. The co-stars for this movie will be on. This is Tiffany. The lady is named Tiffany Yancey, and Michael Patterson, I believe is his name. It's a co-star. They're coming on, and this is a special show. I'm gonna, and it'll say that those of you getting the emails and the texts, they'll both be out tomorrow. I'm encouraging you to go to Tubi and watch it. Please go to Tubi and watch it. Remember, you get to watch Tubi for free. It doesn't cost you anything anyway. So you can go in and watch it. And the reason being, these are independent filmmakers. Now, you may say, I want to leave this up so you can get the title of Perfectly Us on Tubi. I'm going to send an email out today and a text. I think I'm going to text too today, asking you to watch it at your leisure, but please go on and watch it. If we don't support these independent filmmakers, number one, they won't be able to make movies unless we support them. And number two, we want our own stories told. And the only way for that to happen is if we make our own movies. In this movie, it's one of our own movies. The two co-stars, as you can see, both African American. So I would like you to share that. But the email will go out today. In fact, it'll go out this afternoon. And it'll say that excuse me, I'm so sorry. That the co-stars will be on the co-stars will be on tomorrow, 4:00. 4:00 PST, 7:00 EST. So that kind of gives you an idea. So you want to tune in. We're gonna ask them questions about the movie. I don't want to start answering questions that they're probably gonna answer tomorrow anyway. So that's new. I want to share that with you. So make sure you get the name If you don't already have the Tubi, I think you can download it. Uh, I see Me to You. Hold on. Hello, Me to You. Now, who is the Me to You? Tell me who you are. And then it says, hi, this is a super fan, Antonio. Hi, Antonio. Antonio and his wife, Lori, are super fans. And Nanette, hi, Nanette. Nanette's a super fan. They come to all the shows. I'm always so happy to see them. It almost wouldn't be a show if they're not there. And this is Travel On. I think, hi, Travel On. Hi, how are you, sweetheart? I tell anybody, come. If you make a comment, I'm calling your name. If I miss it, it was definitely charged to my head and on my heart because I really my goal is to call the names of anyone that makes a comment. Many of you probably see that. If you leave a comment, I try to definitely acknowledge it. And you're, you said, how are you today? We're fine. I just came in. Actually, they were doing the 50th anniversary for our city hall building. So today was the 50th anniversary. So they had that. And I just came in a few minutes before that. And thank you. And then Sissy, me to you. Hello, Riatha. Met you in person at a AACC meeting. So happy to make it. So happy that you made it too, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for leaving messages. The only ones that I can tell here at the show are the ones that leave messages. If you don't leave messages, it's almost like they're saying, I don't know that you're here. Well, I know at the end because I see the numbers at the end. But during the show, no, I can't tell that you're here. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad all of you guys are here. So I want to go over some things with you. One, I've been trying, many of you probably don't know this, I've been trying to stay away from all this stuff with the political climate. I know you guys are like, how in the world can you do that and have a show? Isn't that the truth? So I've been hesitant for a lot of reasons. One, it seems like every single day something new is coming out. So I'm like, okay, maybe you better rethink this about talking about this. And it's something new all the time. And it's so interesting to me about this because I have this has split our family. It really has. Some of my sons like everything that Trump is doing, and the other side can't stand it. Can't stand the man, that kind of thing, all that. And I'm not for the hatred stuff, but I understand why they feel the way they do. I just don't know. I just know how I feel. Let me say that. And hi, Elaine. He said, hello there. Glad. Elaine's a super fan too, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be back today. Had to miss last Monday due to an appointment. Oh, that's okay, Elaine. That's okay. It's always good to see you. Always. And I always say this, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a child that needs a scholarship, that's the lady. Elaine is who if they're going to college and they need money, you want to talk to Elaine. That's who you want to. Elaine Wilson. She's the one. I tell you, I mean, I can't even, she's a retired educator. She's dedicated her life to helping kids. Not just when she was teaching, but now think about it. She doesn't have to do this. That's her heart. When you find that passion that keeps you going, it is, when I tell you, it's, as they say, it's worth more than rubies and gold. It's worth more than you could even imagine because it's why you get up in the morning. It's why you have that smile on your face, all that. People have said to me, they're like, you retired? They look at me like, and I'm like, I used to say I'm retired. Now I don't say that anymore. I really don't, because I am so involved in other things going on that retired work doesn't fit. I don't think. I'm just in a new career. That's pretty much it. There's no quote unquote retired. When they say retired, I think they mean, can you go home and watch TV forever? Which I can't. I'm sure I could do it if I wanted to. I have no desire to do that. It's like, My goal right now is to finish a couple goals, by the way. One is to get this book across the finish line. When I tell you there were 2 pages they had to make changes on. 2 pages. But guess what? I recognize when that book is published, nobody's going to know about the time it took to make that book. They don't care. All they know is that I make a mistake in that book. Did I misspell a word in that book? Is there something, out of sorts in that book? That kind of thing. Okay, Travelon, you said everyone needs a purpose, and you are absolutely correct. Everybody does. Because otherwise, to me, you'll lay in that bed and do what? Watch the four walls, watch TV. Life is so much more than that. It's so much, and you have so much to give. So you want to get out there and give it. The other, so I did tell you about the movie Perfectly Us. That's tomorrow at 4:00. Totally off what we normally do, and I think I wanted to do something different, so that's why we're doing that at 4 tomorrow, and you get to meet the co-stars of that movie because they'll be on. So I'll send the link out. It'll be a text out, and you get a chance to if you want to ask them questions. The writer may be on. I don't know yet. I have to find out today. I'll find out if they're right. Because remember, this is their schedules too. So I can't just say they're going to be on. The 2 co-stars have committed. They've already agreed. They're coming on. I don't know if I can get the writer up who wrote the movie. So Elaine says, oh, thank you, Mary. God gave me this purpose of continuing to work with young people. My daughter, Jennifer, really inspired me to. Elaine, I'm going to tell you, you're a fireball. Elaine will go to the niche. If there's money out there to be found, she's going to find it. So just know, I mean every word of it too. I do. And Nanette says, I have been interested since the 1968 Democratic Convention was televised. Wow. I went, Nanette, to the convention when the Democratic Convention was in LA. I went with a girlfriend of mine. I'll tell you guys that story. I'm gonna tell just the quick version of that story. It was to the Bonaventure Hotel. That's where they had a lot of people were staying there that were there for the convention. So we went, think about this. We went to the Bonaventure Hotel. We were just sitting in the lobby because there's a bar area, but there's a wrought iron right outside where we were right outside the bar area at the table, me and my friend Jean. And we're just sitting there chatting, not ever thinking we would get into the convention. We didn't even think we would. We didn't have tickets for the convention. We were just in the atmosphere of the convention. That's pretty much it. This gentleman walks over to us. I thought he was going to tell us, you have to leave. That's what I thought he was going to say. Because I thought he was going to say, well, I think we had bought like 2 7-Ups. Because when I'm driving, I do not drink any alcohol whatsoever. So whatever it was a small amount. I promise you that. So we had just drinking 2 7-Ups, just sitting there chatting. And he walks up and he's dressed like he's security at the hotel. So I'm thinking, oh, he's going to say, ladies, you have to leave. If you're not part of the Democratic Convention. I didn't know what he was going to say. But long story short, he reaches into his coat jacket. Before he does that, he said, where are you from? This is what he said. He said, where are you from? We said, we're from Riverside. He said, do you have tickets to the convention? And we're looking at him like, if we had tickets, do you think we'd be sitting here? We didn't say that though. We said, no, we don't have tickets to the convention. And he said, really? And I'm looking at him thinking, what is going on? Why would you be even asking us that? The man reaches in his coat pocket and pulls out VIP passes. Think about what's going on here. To the Democratic National Convention. We look at each other, this is the truth. He gave them to us, and we were in such a state of shock. We looked up, the man was gone. We never saw that man again. It was like, what just happened? And he gave us the passes, and you had to have them on your neck. I went in my purse and took out dental floss. It's all true story. Took out dental floss. tied, made sure you made it long enough so it could be a lanyard on our neck. Put those passes, because they had the hole at the top, put the passes through the hole, put them on our neck, and we went down to the convention center, which was it's in walking distance from the Bonaventure. It's about, let's say, 4 blocks, if it's that long. I don't even know, but it's not long. It's not far. We're at the convention center. Now, remember, we were in the hotel. We didn't even expect to be able to go into the convention. There are police, hundreds of police on horseback. Hundreds. There's a police on, with the billy clubs and the mask and all the whole nine. It was literal. It was just to be in the middle of this, and we have to walk through this to get in the convention. This is just to get in. We're not there. We're not there yet. We're just trying to get into the convention, and to see, it was unbelievable. At that time, I don't even know if we had, I'm sure, maybe we did have phones. If we had anything, it was a flip phone. It couldn't do anything what we could do now with it. But anyway, we're walking, and this lady runs up to me out of the crowd, out of somewhere. You don't want to go in there? I looked at that lady. I said, ma'am, this is the Democratic National Convention. Do you understand? I totally understood. I said, this is a once in a lifetime event. I totally got it, right? I didn't even hesitate. I said, and I get to go in, I'm going in. No, you don't. You don't. She kept saying, I don't want to go in there. I said, lady. And then the police started pushing her back because it was crowd control. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that since that day. It was so phenomenal to see this, to see literally a sea. It looked like a sea because of so many police. You just look at it was just so many. And I didn't even know how she got that close to me, really, because there was so many of them. And then you had, that was to the right, and to the left, it was the ones on horseback. It looked like an army. That's what it looked like. We had to go through 3 security checks to get in. 3. Now remember, they're patting you down, looking in your purse, and wanting you, going through a metal detector and a wand before you can even get into the convention. So before you can even get in there. And then once you're in there, there's so many cables. You're tripping or trying not to trip over cables, because you got all news stations all over the world are watching this. It is a phenomenal thing to see. It really, really is. I can tell you. I was there, and then in the tent, we could see just tons, literally thousands of reporters. And you could, at that time, you could see them. They were in tents before you even got in. And they had then to another side was all these satellites sitting out there. It's something to see. That's all I could tell you. It was like I said, well, I've only been to one, so I can only speak for the one I went to. I'm sure there are people go to them all the time. I'm not one of those people. I went to that one, and I'm sure I'll go to another one, but that's the one I definitely went to. Okay, so I'm just sharing that with you. But we did. It was the year, I can tell you, Al Gore was running for president. That's the year they had the Democratic National Convention in LA. At the convention center, I'm a witness. It was right there. It was at the Staples. Was it the Staples Center? It was right in that area, in that whole area. That whole area is built up now compared to it was at that time. But yeah, it was something to see. It was, as I said before, it's a once in a lifetime. That's what it was. And I remember I looked up. I was looking up to thank the guy. That's what happened. I was like, I went, where did he go? I mean, literally gone. And I was shocked. But yes. So, and then Annette, you said, what was that? Let me see what you said on here. You said, okay, since the convention. Yes, I have been. Let me just say this. I'm trying not to get tired, if that makes sense. I was at, it's called the State of the Black IE, the State of the Inland Empire. Thank you, Travelon. Thank you. It was something different. I'm going to tell you that much. It was because the truth is, we never thought we would get in. That's really the truth of the matter. We were just in the atmosphere because it was in LA. That's the only reason we even went. That's the only reason. Not because we thought we would get in. That wasn't even a thought. We knew we didn't have a ticket, so it was like, oh, we're not going to get in. But we'll just be in the atmosphere for a couple hours and come on back home. That was the thought. That was that's what, if you think about it, never once did I ever think we would get into that convention and went in and had excellent seats, tickets, everything. And then I didn't add this part. At the end that day, at the convention that day, we got back to the Bonaventure and they said, you guys can come upstairs. They have food upstairs. And me and my girlfriend looked at each other like, we don't even know if we can go. We part of us, to be honest, who wants to go somewhere and they go, you can't get in, or we don't want you here, or something. Well, I don't know. None of that happened. Not one time. We get back to the Bonaventure, and I'm actually getting ready to get my car because my car is in parking at the Bonaventure. And they said, no, you can go upstairs. We have food for you guys. So we go upstairs, and so they feed us upstairs. And we're like, we still are in shock. We're still trying to wrap our minds around what's going on here. And upstairs, fed us a meal and everything. They said, we want to thank you guys for coming and being here. And we're sitting up here going, we're just in a space. We didn't know. We would have been totally content to have those 7-Ups, sit for a couple hours and come back home. We were still happy. But to go and actually get to go into the convention, and then at the end, they invited us upstairs and they said they had a whole, catered food and everything. I said, well, this was nice. So you never know. If I have ever learned anything in life, you never know. But, I'm not saying to go do everything that you want to do, but understand you never know. And you said, great, Nanette, we have to be interested even though politics can be exasperating. Top issue right now in California is Prop 50. Please, if you're in California, you're truly informed and knowledgeable. Yes. And I didn't even talk. Thank you, Elaine. Prop 50, for those of you in California, if you don't already know what it is actually a way of fighting back with what happened with Texas. Thank you, Antonio. Hi, Oliver. He's telling you. It's really an answer to what Texas, many of you know, our president went and said, I need 5 more seats so I can maintain power in the House. He was talking to Texas, and Texas said, okay, we're going to get those 5 more seats. So they start drawing redistricting lines. And when they did that, you participate. Okay, thank you, Elaine. Elaine will say, Elaine participate. That's Nanette. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you did. I was there. I probably will end up doing, because I think they sent out the PowerPoint on that and do a whole show about Prop 50. I'm going to have to, because these are perilous times. We're going to have to. So I think I better. I'm just speaking for me. I'm not telling anybody else how to vote. I am voting yes on Prop 50 because I just feel like this is a power grab, and that, everybody can vote any way they want to. Of course, you already know that. But I'm just telling you why I am. That when a president can make these kind of, they're not, well, I said decisions, but to tell them I need 5 more seats and this is how I'm going to get it, I don't think that's right. And I think it undermines our democracy. That's what I think. So, Nanette, you said, okay, yes, I'm 50. We have to get the word out. Me too, yes, I'm 50. You can't just assume people are going to do that. You got to really work and get the word out to let people know. I'm sorry. Did I get that one? Okay, I just want to make sure I got everybody's comment. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I may do a special broadcast on 50 also. I just may. I know this week, tomorrow, as I said, I'm doing a special live tomorrow. So I may do one next week and do a special live on 50 and do that next week. And we just have to, people that come. That's about it. I did share with you too. This is, I mentioned it, I think, about the Mary D's Insiders. It is almost ready. there's no real launch. You're going to start seeing it on the emails and on the text. Mary D's Insiders, and you can just click and you can join. I tried to make it very affordable. So it'd be a quick yes instead of a slow no. That's what I call it. A quick yes instead of a slow no. So that'll be, you'll be, those of you in that group, you would really are gonna get a lot of fun stuff. I know some of you familiar. I've done tickets from Ava DuVernay, all kinds of things I get. If I get anything digitally and that's free, I try to share it with you. I want to make sure. And so the insiders will be the first ones to get anything that I have coming out. You're on the inside, basically. I can't say that the list will get it. I'm not going to get away from the email list. It's just the insiders get special privileges for being an insider. I don't really talk about the price of it, but I'll tell you guys. It is $5.99, $5.99 a month, or you get 2 free months if you do it for the year. You pay $59.99 for the year, and you get 2 free months. That's it. I want to make it very affordable for anyone that wanted to join. I didn't want to make it so outrageous and nothing. It's very. I always say it's a cup of coffee at Starbucks. It may be less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks now. I don't know what Starbucks. I'm sure everything else has gone up, and I think they have too. So that's what I call it. It's a cup of coffee at Starbucks. You may say, well, I don't go to Starbucks. I don't know. But the point is, I tried to make it very low point, very low entry. But for what you get, I think you'll like it. I do. I think you'll feel very good about that. I'm looking at this. Okay. I'm right in the middle of the show. And someone's texting or they're calling me. And I'm just letting them know. There we go. Now, I will do the special on 50. I'm gonna say next week. I'll do something next week. I don't want, because they did say they're gonna have the video available. So I think I will, or it may be up on YouTube now. So I will run that one day next week. So you'll know the history of how did we get here and why. I thought she did a good job with that. And I think that's the better way to do it and give you some background of what we're dealing with, that kind of thing. The other part I've been hesitant to talk about. I say hesitant because every single day there's something new. Every single day there's something new. And to be honest, it's hard to keep up. It's hard. It is. I think it is. Try to. Anybody, I don't know if you guys saw Saturday Night Live. Anybody see Saturday Night Live? You can put yes in the comments. I saw it. And then they said the White House had a comment about it. All I kept thinking was, just turn the TV off. That what they're doing, they have freedom of speech. They can do it. They're not committing a crime by doing it. And they don't like it. But as many of you know, that with the Jimmy Kimmel situation, here he is. Jimmy Kimmel came on, and they took him off because of what he said. I'm going to speak for me. I didn't think what he said was that bad. Honestly, I thought it was very general. So those of you that didn't see it, he said that there was the issue with Charlie Kirk, the man that got killed, that got shot. But all he said was that the shooter was MAGA and they're acting as though he isn't. That's all if he said something other than that, next thing I know, whoop, Jimmy Kimmel's off the air. But once he was off the air, then they took, people start pulling out their Disney subscriptions and said, no, I'm not going to support Disney. They pulled their money out the stock market for Disney. They spoke with the money is what they did. They didn't speak with walking in the streets. If you notice, I didn't see anybody walking in the streets for Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not saying they didn't. I just didn't see it. They spoke with their pocketbooks. And then on East Coast, I guess some affiliates said they weren't going to carry him. I think they all are. He's back on all of them now. But think about that. The people spoke. It wasn't like, I don't even think Jimmy Kimmel ever said anything about it. He came on, he was near tears with the support, but it really tells you our freedom of speech means a lot to us. As if you're in this country, being able to say what you want, it means the whole world, and not receive retaliation for saying it. That's huge. In some countries, you better not say it. Mm-mm. Because next thing you know, they take you away and you never seen or heard from again, type thing. So, but anyway, that's telling. It's telling is what I think it is. What's going on in our society. The other thing, it was freedom of speech, and it was that our governor, they're saying he's running for president. I've never heard him announce that he's running for president. I'm not saying he isn't or is. I'm not saying one way or the other, but I'm saying I've never heard him say, I'm running for president of the United States. I've never heard it. Maybe you guys have. I don't know. So that's telling you, and he may be. I'm not saying he's not, but I've never heard him announce that he is. What I do appreciate, though, he's the only governor, to my knowledge, that other than Illinois' governor. Illinois' governor is standing up to having troops come to his state. He's like, no, they're fighting in the courts right now. For many of you, you may or may not know the states have rights. They're called states' rights, quote unquote states' rights. Now you get my lesson for today. States' rights are powerful. Let me tell you how you know what states. Let me give you an example of states' rights. The government does not give you, if you notice, you cannot get a passport that's from California. Your passport says United States of America, meaning that all 50 states have agreed that this is the passport that if you're an American citizen, you are going to use. I've seen, not for the United States, I've only seen the blue jackets cover your passport. My passport's in the other room. But anyway, I was going to show you a passport if you've never seen one. They're good for 10 years. But anyway, now we are traveling. I've seen passports that were blue. I mean, not blue. I'm seeing red. I've seen green. I've seen yellow. I've seen pink. So depending on the country that you're in, I've even seen black. The jacket on the outside. I don't know if Oliver's in the other room, but he probably to get my purse again. Maybe I'll show you guys for those. If you've never seen a passport before, because I hadn't seen one until I received my passport. I had never seen a passport in my life. Now I'm on my 5th one, I think. That's how much. My mother used to tease me. She said, "Why do you keep a passport like you have to run out of the country?" I said, "Because I may have to run out of the country." But I've always kept the passport active. If somebody were to call me today and say, "Mary, we're going to go to France tomorrow. Can you go?" I could say yes. I don't have to say no. I say, yeah, I can go. Anywhere you want to go, I can go. That's what I really am excited about. The beginning of, for those of you that don't have one, if you ever want to leave the country, now you have to apply. You're going to need your birth certificate. I forget what else you need. They'll tell you. You just go online and they'll tell you exactly what you need. Now I understand it takes like about a month to get it. I don't really know. I don't know what the time period is because it used to be shorter. I got mine within, it wasn't even a week, but that was a couple of years ago. So I don't know what it is now. Another thing you may need, those of you that travel, if you're traveling, and I don't know how we got on passport, but that's okay, is a visa. So let me tell you what a visa is. A visa is a sheet of paper that you fill out or complete. You may have to pay, you may not have to pay. It just depends on where you're going. But to go into another country, they want to know that you're in their country, you're a U.S. citizen, and how long you plan on staying. How long do you plan on staying? I'm gonna give you a country you don't hear. Well, you probably hear it anyway. Timbuktu. I didn't know Timbuktu was a real place, but it is. So you want to go to Timbuktu. Let's say you want to go in the next 6 months. You're gonna ask Timbuktu for permission to go there and stay a week or It could be a day, but you need permission to go into that country. And they want to know who's there from another country. They want to know that you're an American and you're there from America. Or if you're let's say you're from Germany, you're German and you're there, and Germany knows you're there. Plus, it also lets the United States know who's leaving and how often in this country. So this does twofold. You have the United States knowing exactly who left the country and where you were going, and then you have the country that's receiving you knowing you came from the United States, you're a U.S. citizen, and you're visiting our country. They know when you leave, all that. But you want people to know. I don't think you want somebody not to know. Um, Another thing, and like I said, I'm just talking and sharing, is embassy. If you're in another country and you have a problem, as an American, we have what's called embassies worldwide. Once you're on the embassy grounds, you are considered you are on U.S. soil. So when you go to an embassy in another, let's say I'm in France, I'll use that as an example, and I lose my passport. And these things do happen, by the way, or somebody steals my passport. Whatever happened, you don't have the passport. You would go to the embassy and they will issue you a temporary passport. But I don't know what that costs. It costs something, but I don't know, because the regular passport is over $100. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I don't have a real ID, but I have a passport, which means that when I go to the counter, I show them the passport. I don't even show them my driver's license, and they're okay with that. So that's all. It depends on who you get, I guess. Because I was surprised when we just came back from traveling, and they asked me, and I just pulled out the passport, showed it to them, and they're like, "Go ahead." I didn't even show my driver's license, nothing, just the passport. That's it. I won't even apply for a real ID until 2030, I think it is. So I have a long way to go before I even get a real ID. So everybody's different. Okay. Oh, okay, Nanette. What you're asking? Nanette said, years ago, I went down to the federal building to get a same-day passport. That was my trip. Wow. Okay, that's good to know, Nanette. I don't know if they still do that, though. They may. I don't know. There's so many changes in our government. I have no idea if they still do that or not. And it's over $100. I can't remember. I don't know the exact amount. So I don't want to quote something to you, and I don't know the exact amount. But there is, just so you know, you can get, Nanette is saying that you could get one the same day. I don't know if that still exists. I would hope it does, but I've never received one on the same day. When I get a passport, I try to start months in advance because I don't know how long it's going to take. And then make sure I have one that's active. And Oliver does too. We both have, that we have to go outside the country, which we don't go often, but we do go. So I will tell you. Let me make sure I put this up. That's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Perfectly us. And then also, I think I shared with you guys, back to the movie side. I'm in a movie. I shared that with you. I'm putting it on the Urban Flesh Eaters. Okay. I'm going to put this up. Urban Flesh Eaters is on Tubi. Also, I should have probably put that on here. It's on Tubi. Hold on. Let me edit it. And you may say, why am I putting this up? Because I'm in 3 scenes in this movie. Now, I'm going to tell you the 3 scenes because 2 of them, if you blink, you will miss me. But one of them, you really, really see me. I'm in the background. And you see me really good. I'm in the back. You can see the camera's right there. So this is scary mixed with comedy, if that makes sense. So those of you that say, well, I want to see a scary movie, there's some comedic parts in here. For sure. I don't think I have. Let me see. All right, maybe I do. Let me see the flyer. I'll look and see real quick if I can show you guys the flyer. It is my first time. I don't have a speaking role, but it's my first time I've ever been on camera. And those of you that know, I've been on quite a few shows, but never been on camera. Mm-mm. I'm trying to see if this on here. This is for. I'm looking for Urban Flesh Eaters. Their flyer. I think I have. I can't remember if I do or not, though. I may not. I don't see it. Do I see it? Hold on, hold on. Oh, there, I do have it. I'm sorry. Thought I didn't have it, and I do have it. So I'll put theirs up for you. Here it is. This is Urban Flesh Eaters. That's their flyer. Now they're on Tubi also. Now this one I'm in. I'm in 3 scenes. As I said before, one, it looks like we're in a elevator, but we're really in the foyer of the office building. But that's okay. But you'll see me in that one. And the other 2, I run in the elevator because of it's a vampire zombies chasing me. So that one you don't see me too much in that one. But I'm there in that one. And the other one is I'm a zombie and I'm chasing the man who's the super in the building. So I'm chasing him. So that's it. That's my acting and debut. But I think for me, just being the first thing they said to me when I told them it was when the executive producer said, "Oh, Mary, would you like to be in a movie?" And I said, "Sure." I've never been in one. And literally the whole set got quiet. They got quiet. And they couldn't believe. They said, "Well, how many have you worked on?" And I said, "Oh, quite a few." They're like, "Well, why didn't you ask?" I said, "Because I didn't want to bug you guys." I look at it like this. They're busy. They don't have time for that. I doubt it, but there are emergency requirements. Oh, what was that about, Nanette? I lost track. I'm sure. Okay. It's still buffering. Okay, so I said, nobody's ever asked me. And they're like, wow. And I didn't know then. I think the reality is I could have probably been in movies a lot sooner had I said anything. But I felt like if you start bugging them, they're not gonna invite you to be in any to work on the sets. I'm what's known as below the line. That's what I am. Tell you what that is. Below the line means I am not in a speaking part. I'm in background, or I can be a lot of different parts, but that's all I would say is that it's below the line. That's where I was. And that's where I tend to work is below the line. Not in this. I didn't work in the Perfectly Us. I was not on cast or I was not on camera. Same day passport. Okay, thank you, Nanette. None of that. So if we go back and reiterate this for those of you. She's saying if you're willing to drive into LA, for those of you in the IE, you can get your passport the same day. I don't know if they're still doing that. If you can find out, Nanette, are they still doing that? Because so many jobs are gone. I don't know if they still have a job. Okay. I want to make sure I hit on that because I didn't want to forget to share that with you. Do you have any questions for me, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions about, it could be about anything, be writing books, about working on sets, which is a whole different dynamic, if you ask me. Oh, did I miss somebody? I think I did. And I think I missed this. You said it, but I went a scroll. I am semi-involved. I am technically on political sabbatical. My brother, who has never political, has been heavily involved and interested. We talk almost daily about something of this regime at the White House. Yeah. Tell me about it. You have to tell me. Remember, I have family. I have family that totally are behind everything he's doing. That's I've agreed. I've told them we can't talk about politics. You can't talk about it because me talking about it is getting my blood pressure up. That's really what it's doing. So I just said, no, don't talk about it. Just not talk about it. So just so you know, um, and I don't really talk about it a lot, but I am a Democrat. I vote Democrat. My husband and I vote every election. So they stop by our house. They know there's 2 votes they can count on here. So, yeah, it's very. I'm starting to see more that makes me happy about what I see with the party. I'll say that much. And I don't think leaving is an example. It's the right thing to do. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's how we're going to get anything accomplished is by leaving. I just don't think so. Okay, there it is. Urban Flesh Eaters. It is on Tubi. Please go watch it because the more people that watch, the more likely it is to stay up. I think it's like in the first top 10 right now. So you want to definitely go watch it and see. I like it, but I'm in it. So I'm very biased. So I already know that. So I can't really say that. But I think you'll like it. I do. It's a down-to-earth movie. It has its scary parts, but they're not too scary. You know, they're not. If I can watch it, if you ask me, my husband will tell you, then anybody can watch it. Because if I would be under the chair, under the seat, trying to get away from this stuff, and I wasn't on this one. So you can do it like that and watch it. Any questions for me? One question could be, how do I become a guest on your show? I'm going to start having a link, and you can actually go there and sign up to be a guest on the show. And then we'll contact you about what days available. So you be a guest. Any other questions? How much do my children's books cost? They are, if you buy it from me, I sell them to you for $20. If you buy it, or if you don't buy it in a bulk. The best way to buy it is a bulk. They cost $75 for 4 books. But when you do that, you get 1 book free. You do. So it's really a deal. It's really, you can say it's a deal, but I don't want to say that. I know. Falcone, I said Falcone. I'm saying, if I don't, I'm sitting here. If you don't see me in it, just know the one scene, as I said before, is over the star's shoulder. You look just to her left, and you'll see me. When it's in, it looks like we're in the elevator. That is the one scene. If you don't see me in the other 2, don't worry, because they're literally, if you blink, you will miss me in those 2. You seriously, I'm not trying to be funny. You will miss me. So you have to really pay attention. But the one that you see in the group, I'm really obvious. That's what the kids tell me. You can just look behind her when I'm back there. But I don't have a speaking role, but that's okay. I'm okay with being background. I'm okay with that. Any questions? We're down to like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I want to make sure if you have any questions.
So happy to see you. Victorious, right? Okay,
Sorry about that. And I always put my phone on silent. So if you are interested, Elaine, I'm sorry. Did I get your question? Did I already make sure? Okay, Elaine says, that's great, Nanette. Mary gets info that she sends out. Please join in, especially when it's online. Mary, I'm going to send you information from Pastor Samuel Casey and Cope on Friday, 10/10/25. Good, because I know I was scheduled to have if you are interested in being part of the anthology, it was going to be this Friday, but it's going to be the following Friday. So if you're part of the anthology, for those of you that are not familiar, I thought it was 2 years ago. Come to find out, it was 3 years ago. We did an anthology. I put together all these authors, 14 different authors, and they submitted their works, and we put it together in a book. The difference is now I'm adding, it's going to be 2,000 words each author can submit. The last time I did it, it was called Transformations, and they could only submit 1,500 words. This time it's called Revelations, and they can submit 2,000 words. And then this is for people, let's say, and we had poems in there, just all kinds of speeches were in there, short stories, all in there. You would need your headshot of the picture of you, and then have your bio. What did you want the world to know about you? And then we make the book based on that. And it's all alphabetized by the author's last name. Yep. So I think you'll like it. If you have anything that's not been in print already and you would like to have it in print, then we want to definitely have you part of this anthology, without a doubt. And the way to do that, hold on, is, let me give you the information. You can, as they say, do with it what you will. I hope you definitely, I'll just give you you can call this number, leave your name and a callback number, and please speak slowly and clearly, and you'll be put on the list. And you can leave your email also, and everyone will be contacted. And when you're contacted, you will have with you at that time, you don't have to have it done right now. Let me say that. Or if you do already have something, that's fine. But if you don't, and you're writing something, you'll be given deadlines of when you have to turn everything in. And then you'll turn it in and sit down and turn your works into a book, not just yours, but all the other authors too that are part of it. I think it was 12 authors. I want to say 15. It was 12. And the book is still on Amazon right now. So if you're interested, call and let me know, because I'd love to have you. The book is really good. I think I really enjoyed reading the short stories and everything from all of the other authors that are there So that would be another opportunity for you to get your work in print. It really does make a difference. I was just speaking to a young author before I came on the show, and just really talking with her about it's so important to write your story down and share it with your kids. It's important. It makes a difference. So just know that you want to take your time, but you'll be given deadlines. It will probably not be ready by Christmas. I want to stress that, because it takes a while, because everything is edited. You do pay a price to be a part of this, but you have a book and you are one of the contributing authors. And we will, after you turn your works in, and then you actually get a chance to work with the editor. So it's a process. I would tell you, if you're interested, call this number that's on the screen and leave your name, your email, and you'll be contacted. But the actual meeting will be not this Friday, but the following Friday, which must be the 17th, October 17th. And it'll be at 7:00 p.m. on October 17th. It'll last for I'm going to say an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And we'll talk about it. And then you can sign up after that, for those who'd like to sign up. That's how it will go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to each and every one of you. You're the best. Don't let anyone tell you anything less. I'm just so happy that you're here. Here, take this down. And I want to put this one up, because this is tomorrow. Perfectly Us. The co-stars will be on tomorrow. This movie is right now streaming on Tubi, so you can watch it. You might want to watch it before they come on, so you can ask questions about it. Because I have some questions. I do have some questions about it. So I'll just wait till you see if you have questions too. We may have the same question about it, but it's called Perfectly Us. It is now 2:00, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to know, look at your emails, look at your texts for tomorrow, 4:00, because we'll be on. It'll be just 1 hour with the co-stars of Perfectly Us. And thank you again for tuning in today for the Mary D Show. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you mañana. Bye, everybody. Oh. Mañana's tomorrow.